Hi and welcome to GTO Poker Charts. Excited today to be bringing you our heads up GTO Pre Flop charts, hot off the press. They should be right in front of you at the moment, and let's get to it. I'll just explain it. It's similar to our other charts that everybody's used to. The six max cash charts, the spin and go charts, Nash, and now we have our heads up charts, and we will keep bringing you more charts in the future at the same very affordable price of only $9.95 a month. So this is it in front of you. The good news is we go all the way up to 200 big blinds, and various levels down from there all the way to 4 big blinds. Let's start here with our usual random number generator. Generates a number between 1 and 100, basically meaning that if you going by this chart, for instance, and you get 10-4 off, opening, you should probably open at 50% of the time. So to me that is, if you roll under 50%, I would not open it. If you roll above 50%, then you open it. Just click on that, and this instance, we would not open it. We move on to our color code. Again, self-explanatory. Our all-in, our open, call. We have a limping strategy that sort of comes into play at about 40 big blinds that I'll take you through in a moment. We have 3-bet, 4-bet, 5-bet, and check. Anything that's white pretty much means out of range or fold. Now the 5-betting probably only comes into play at the higher big blind levels. For instance, you would have to be in the big blind to 5-bet. So in this instance, let's start looking at the 200 big blind. Opening range when the small blind is very wide, and we have there some, what happens if big blind 3-bets you. Up here is the suggested 4-bet size. So in this instance, 25 big blinds. This is provided you're at 200 big blinds. Then we have a 4-bet range. So for instance, you open aces, big blind 3-bets. We should 4-bet aces to 25 big blinds, and 4-bet ace king suited, and 4-bet ace queen suited 75% of the time. I mean, this is pretty hard to get the exact value, but you know, quick glance. I mean, you can make the screen bigger depending on what you're more comfortable with, such as that. Still think it's about 75%. Ace jack suited looks about 30% maybe, and ace 10 suited 25%. Okay, and then we move on to 100 big blinds, where we still sort of have a 4-bet range from the small blind. We lose our 5-bet range. We still have a call if the small blind 4-bets, and a shoving range also. As you can imagine, the lower we go in amount of big blinds, the charts change, become a little bit simpler. We still, you know, at 75 big blinds have a 4-bet range from the small blind. 50 big blinds, we really just from the small blind, just opening and shoving certain ranges if the big blind 3-bets, and flatting others. And interesting to note, at 30 big blinds, we start to, or the solver decides that a limping strategy is the way to go in this scenario. And as you can see, we have an opening range. Again, note the size of the open that's suggested, because it's 30 BB, should now be opening to 2 big blinds. Back here at 200 big blinds, you're opening to 2.5 BBs. And back here, so we have a limping range. what to do then if your limp is raised. And we maintain that limping strategy, 25, 20, 15, 12, but then we get to a point where when we're at about 6 big blinds, sorry, let's go back. At 12, we're still doing a limping strategy with a shove, with a small amount of opening. When we get to 10, we lose that opening, and it's just a limp, certain range, and shove. Similar from the big blind, a lot of flatting if small blind limps. Excuse me, and then some raises thrown in with some shove. All pretty self-explanatory. Just keep your eye on the colours and the key up here. Then when we get to 8, we lose an open. We don't open. We just either limp or shove from the small blind. And then of course, when we get to 4 big blinds, we're pretty much at shove and call. Now, if you wanted to, you could, at these lower stack depths, you know, say 8, 6, 4, there's various reasons to believe that just doing a pure Nash equilibrium strategy at those levels is good. I'd probably tend to go for that. You know, 6 big blinds, shove this, call a shove. And obviously it gets wider and wider the lower you get, to the point of you shove everything at 1 big blind and call everything. So that makes sense. Okay, the other great thing is if we go to our 3-handed spin and go charts, I've also added at the bottom of these the 2-handed heads up charts from 25 big blinds all the way down to 4. So if you're in a spin and go and you're playing 3-handed, pretty much obviously follow these charts where your mouse is locked up, small blind, big blind, what to do at those various positions and stack depths. Then if you lose a player, we just drop down here and start playing the 2-handed strategy for a spin and go. My other thing to note is that these probably can be used for heads up sit and goes as well. I do not think they have 200 big blind heads up sit and goes, so I mean you mainly be using it at these levels in cash games, heads up cash. But you know, anywhere from 50 big blind down, you know, you could use this strategy for heads up sit and goes and heads up cash. So that's it, and let's just have a quick look at our pricing structure. Nothing's changed. If you're a member, if you're a subscriber, for $9.95 a month, I haven't added it here, but I will. You also now get the heads up sit and go charts. Sorry, the heads up GTO charts. I'm going to add heads up and spin and go to these free ones, some cut down versions of those. So yeah, I think these prices are great compared to some of the other sites that are charging ridiculous amounts of money for certain amounts of solving. But I think these are a great way to really hone in on your GTO pre-flop skills. Make sure you're doing that correctly. Okay, that's it. I'll wrap it up here and hope to talk to you again very soon. Thanks.